Okay, everyone. Today I have a 2005 Toyota Tacoma V6 4.0 liter. Customer brought it to me because he have an overheating issue. He replaced the radiator, the thermostat, and the water pump. And he said after 30 minutes of driving, he had an overheating issue. The car would overheat, or the truck would overheat. Well, what it is he didn't bleed the system or burp the coolant system. On this Toyota, it have a bleeder screw or bolt on the passenger side on the engine block. I'm gonna show you where it's at. You come down on the passenger side, you don't have to remove the tire. I got the flashlight already set. Hopefully the thing will focus. There we go. See this right here? Let me reposition this. This right here, that is the bleeder valve. It's on the side of the engine block on the passenger side. And the bleeder bolt is 10 millimeter and the whole fitting is 14 millimeter. So if this bleeder bolt is too tight, then just take the whole fitting out, which is a 14 millimeter. So you just get a long extension and just remove the 14 the whole fitting that use 14 millimeter socket, because you don't want to break this 10 millimeter bolt. Once you get this out, just put it on a vise and break the bolt loose. That's what I did. It was too tight, so I just took the whole fitting off and I break the 10 millimeter bolt loose. Then I screw it back on there and tighten it a little bit. Well, you have to tighten the whole fitting, and then I just tighten the 10 millimeter bleeding bolt a little bit, and then I fill the radiator up, and then I came down here. Well, actually, you leave this loose, and then you fill the radiator up. So when the coolant start flowing out, this little pipe right here start flowing constantly, then you tighten the 10 millimeter bleeding bolt. Tighten it up. Then once you do that, you have to burp the system. So what I do is I have a funnel. This is the funnel. It goes in the radiator. Then you continue to fill it until the coolant fill all the way up, and then you go inside and start up the car, and then you'll see a bubble start coming out. That's the air bubbling out. You let it run until the bubble stop bubbling. Once it stop bubbling, then you put the radiator cap back on. So if you see the bubble, that means there's still air in it, and the coolant should go down. When it bubble, the coolant should go down, keep going down each time it bubble. So this is a funnel that's good to have. It's really cheap. So you start the car, turn the heater on, let it run, let the bubble come out, so it bleed out the air. Once the bubble stop, then you put the radiator cap back on and take it for a test drive. Now the heater is not going to get hot yet when you turn the heater on until you start driving. Once you start driving, then you will feel heat coming out of the vent. So drive for 5-10 minutes, then come back, let it cool down a little bit, and then open the radiator cap and refill the coolant and top it off. So that's what happened when you have air inside the coolant system. You'll get overheated. So each time you change the coolant or replace the radiator, you got to make sure that there is a bleeder valve. Some car don't have it, some car do. So you got to make sure which car have it and which car doesn't have it. Well, this truck does have it on the engine block that I show you. And then just like any other car, you got to burp the system. even if you don't have the bleeder valve, you still have to burp the air out. So just do what I did, and now the car is running at 190, 92 degree. The highest it ever got was 194, and then it come back down when the fan start kicking in faster, so it go back down to 190. So yeah, don't get whipped off by the shop, because he took it to a Nissan dealership. That's why I don't ever don't recommend anybody take the car to the dealership, because they want too much money. You can take it to a trusted mechanic or garage that you trust, that don't rip people off. So the Nissan dealership told the customer that his head gasket was leaking, so he would need another motor. So he decided bring it to me because a friend of mine recommended him to me. So that's what I do to help people out, so that they don't get ripped off. So yeah, now it's running at 190 degree with the AC on. Now with the AC off and the heater on, it's 186, which is good, really excellent temperature right there. So anyway, yeah, after you drive it, let it cool down a little bit, open the radiator cap and fill the radiator back up, because the thermostat going to open up and let the coolant inside the engine, so it's going to be a little low. And then also make sure you fill the coolant reservoir up to the mark where it say max. So now everything's good to go. Told the customer, and he's happy with it. Saved him a lot of money. So okay, have a good day.